You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video was requested by quite a few people on Facebook from my ETN page, as well as the Nation Facebook page. A couple people sent me messages, wanted to discuss or wanted to hear my thoughts and whatever on the whole Carrie Fisher death. And you know, it's sad. I probably would have done the video anyway because I was so shocked to hear about it, especially when you know, just 3 days prior they brought her into the hospital and it seemed like she was stabilizing, and then unfortunately Tuesday morning things took a turn for the worse. And now I'm sure some of you know by now that her mother is currently in the hospital as well. So apparently her daughter's death must have had a big effect on her. Hopefully she makes it through, so we can only pray. But in terms of Carrie Fisher, yeah, it was very sad. Very sad. Very young too, you know, 60 years old. And we can sit here and debate all about her early life and her substance abuse, which she was very open about. But you know, when there comes a point in time where people stop doing that, and you can't recover. Your body can't recover from that. I don't know too much detail about her substance abuse. Be that as it may, it's sad one way or the other. You know that it happened, and yeah, a lot of people were very, very upset, especially with the whole 2016 being a pretty big year for some major celebrity deaths, and this was just a bad way to go out with 2016. But you know, Carrie Fisher, you know, iconic Princess Leia for Star Wars. That's what she was known for. That's what she'll always be remembered for. That, and then her openness and as an ambassador for mental condition, where, you know, people who have mental conditions, making people very aware of that. She was a big ambassador for that because she suffered it as well. And yeah, I was very shocked to hear it. I was very sad. You know, one of the first things I thought was, what were they going to do with the movie? And I found out today that apparently she already shot all her scenes for the sequel. So there will be no lapse in that. But I thought to myself that if it didn't happen like that, that perhaps they would use the CGI route. You know, that seemed to play so well in in Rogue One, and even other movies have done it. You know, if you remember Ant-Man, Michael Douglas in the beginning was very much CGI. You know, CGI lost in 30 or 40 years. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, that she died so young, you know, and she was so young. And it's, you know, aside from Star Wars, you know, she did a lot of other work too, and a lot of other projects. I remember one thing I saw that she did that was funny. It was a very, very small cameo she had in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where she played a nun. And, and Jay goes into the car and he's like, you know, he had just gotten off getting a lecture from George Carlin, who also passed away a couple of years ago, was giving him a lecture about the rules of the road, and how he was going to take a shot in the mouth if it would get him halfway across the country. So Jay's mindset was, oh my God, you know, these are the rules of the road. And I think Carrie Fisher's character, she didn't have a name, she just played a nun, said something along the lines of, do you follow the book or whatever? And Jay's like, you follow that book too, the rules of the road? And he didn't say rules of the road, but that's what he was referring to. She was talking about the Bible. So there was this big misunderstanding, and next thing you know, Jay thinks that he has to go down on the nun in order to get a ride. So he begins to go down on her, and she's all shocked, and she flips out, and she kicks him out the car. So that's one thing that outside of Star Wars, I remember her. Obviously, when Harry Met Sally, she had a small cameo in that. So she's done a lot of other things, never to the degree of Star Wars. And I don't think there ever would be anything she could do, big or small, that would take away from Star Wars. And the most amazing thing is when you think of her and all her work outside of Star Wars, no matter where she goes in the world or where she went, people knew her. I mean, can you imagine how amazing that must be? I mean, you could go to the corner of the earth and somebody will probably know that she's Princess Leia. And that's an amazing thing, you know. I think some people would probably consider that a curse, you know, but I think it's something she probably embraced. And she's a very happy-go-lucky person. There was even a story about something that she wanted written for her obituaries regarding her boobs. I don't remember the story word for word, but basically it had to do with something that George Lucas told her when she first came on the set of Star Wars regarding her wearing a bra, and that he told her she couldn't wear the bra because in space your boobs would expand, but your bra wouldn't, so you would actually strangle to death by your bra. So she said she wanted in her obituary that she died of being strangled by her bra. So she had a very, very good sense of humor. And yeah, it sucks, man. It really does. You know, it was such a charm to see her in Rogue One last year, see her reprise that role. And the thing of it is, too, is one thing I think a lot of people forget. is that when she played Princess Leia back in the 70s and going into the early 80s through the first trilogy or the second first trilogy, whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, at that time, women were still kind of finding their way. You know, women were still, you know, this had just came shortly after the whole burning your bra and women's rights. So while women are still fighting for their rights now, at that time it was much tougher. And for her to portray a very strong, assertive woman on screen, because Princess Leia was no pushover. She wasn't the damsel in distress. You know what I mean? Yes, they may have went to rescue her in A New Hope, but she proved later on that she could hold her own. And it was very rare. It was very rare at the time, and it was good that she was that kind of character for such a big movie, because it really put a woman in a place of power. And obviously, women's rights is still a big thing now. People are still fighting for it. There's a lot of women out there who go about it the right way. There's some who go about it the wrong way. She obviously went about it the right way about her business. But I think that's a good thing that a lot of people don't really bring up too much, was the fact that she played such an assertive, strong female character, and a female character in power. You know, she was a princess. So in terms of ranking, she was ahead of Han and she was ahead of Luke. And remember, she was the one who awarded them, you know, their military awards, whatever, at the end of the first movie. So I think that's something that should be noted, is that she played a powerful female character at a very pivotal time during the women's rights movement, a movement that really hasn't finished. But at that time, it was really a front center thing in that era, and it was much tougher for women at that time, much tougher than it is now. Women obviously still face these issues, but back then it was much worse. It was much worse. So, and even before that, it was worse. It's been getting better, but it's not quite there yet. So she's iconic in many different levels, not just for playing a character, but mental health awareness is a big factor, and she's had very good books. She had a New York Times bestseller book in the 80s, and then she had another one a couple of years back. So she's accomplished a lot in her life, and it just goes to show that, even if you're a character that's, I don't want to say she was typecast, but let's face it, she was truthfully known for Leia and nothing more. You can still accomplish many things outside of the movies that bring much value to your life and much value to a lot of people, and that's what she did, and that's such a great thing. There's some people, when they get typecast in a certain role, they try to run with that for the rest of their lives. They try to hold on to it because they think that's the only thing they can accomplish. That's their only selling point, and they're going to try and milk it for as long as they can. Whereas someone like Carrie Fisher, she embraced that, and then she just went on with her life. She went on and did other things, and she brought a lot of value to her life, and like I said, a lot of value to others, and I think that's definitely an admirable thing. And it sucks. It sucks that she's gone, especially at such a young age. A lot of people make fun, 60, 30-year-old. Not these days, man. I mean, my grandmother's pushing 90, and these days, 50, 60 is not really considered old anymore. Not when you're living to 90 years old. You still got another 30 years under your belt to go. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And let's also remember, I know a lot of people have been saying 2016 sucks. 2016 sucks. 2016 has not been that bad. It's been bad for celebrity deaths, but unless you had a personal rough year, then I'm sorry to hear that. But 2016 for me personally and overall was a great year. I've seen my kids grow and it's dramatically this year. They have grown so much. It's one of the reasons why you guys hardly see me here anymore, because they require so much more attention and they suck so much more energy out of you that by the time they're in bed, you're like, last thing you want to do is run up to a camera and be like, hi guys. So it'd be more like, hey. So, and they've just been getting smarter. I mean, my son is 3 years old, and sometimes I forget that he's not even 4 yet. The way he speaks, the way he articulates, the way he expresses himself, and my daughter as well. So, yeah, 2016, I'm sure it's not all that bad, guys. But in terms of if you have certain actors and actresses that are heroes of yours or have a big impact on you throughout your life in terms of watching them as you grow up, then yeah, I can definitely understand it feeling that way. But believe me, there have been worse years than this. You know what I mean? And this is what happens. People grow old, whether you're famous or not. People pass on. And it sucks when they do. So let's just enjoy what we have. Let's enjoy those that we love while they're here. And I'm not trying to make any death predictions on anyone, but the point I'm trying to make is just embrace the time you have with those you love, whether they're famous or not. And that's it. And let the chips fall where they may. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Like I said, just real quick, want to touch. There will be a Gamera video coming this week. It's going to be titled with Godzilla because it has to do with a lot of comments you guys made on the last Godzilla video regarding Gamera. That should be up probably tomorrow. And because of the holiday weekend, I made all these plans last week, totally forgetting that Christmas is the weekend. So still haven't finished my Final Fantasy video yet, but that'll be coming soon. But here's the best part. This is the part that excites me the most. So at the turn of the new year, I get 23 days of total personal time off. I already booked 2. And on those 2 days, I'm going to be completely focused on reviving everything. You know, I still haven't got my things set up yet. I just now have had a chance to touch it. So now I got 2 days off, one next Friday and then going into the following Monday, where I'm going to concentrate on doing some videos, getting myself set back up like I used to. And while there never will be 4 videos a day ever again, my goal is to do at least 5 videos a week. None on the weekends, mainly Monday through Friday, 1 video a day. And I think I can pull that off. I don't think that should be an issue. So, but anyway, guys, so that gamer video will be up probably tomorrow night after I get home, and then we'll go forward. It's gonna be a light week this week, like I said, because it's another holiday weekend. So there's probably gonna be a Godzilla Q&A. We'll do the gamer. That's the 2 Godzilla videos for this week, and then I'm hoping to finally get this Final Fantasy video up by Friday. But you know, editing game footage is time consuming, you know. So. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. You can follow ETN on Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video was requested by quite a few people on Facebook from my ETN page, as well as the Nation Facebook page. A couple people sent me messages, wanted to discuss or wanted to hear my thoughts and whatever on the whole Carrie Fisher death. And you know, it's sad. I probably would have done the video anyway because I was so shocked to hear about it, especially when you know, just 3 days prior they brought her into the hospital and it seemed like she was stabilizing. And then, unfortunately, Tuesday morning, things took a turn for the worse. And now, I'm sure some of you know by now that her mother is currently in the hospital as well. So apparently, her daughter's death must have had a big effect on her. Hopefully, she makes it through, so we can only pray. But in terms of Carrie Fisher, yeah, it was very sad. Very sad. Very young, too, you know, 60 years old. And we can sit here and debate all about her early life and her substance abuse, which she was very open about. But, you know, when there comes a point in time where people stop doing that and you can't recover, your body can't recover from that. I don't know too much detail about her substance abuse. Be that as it may, it's sad one way or the other, you know, that it happened. And yeah, a lot of people were very, very upset, especially with the whole 2016 being a pretty big year for some major celebrity deaths. And this was just a bad way to go out with 2016. But, you know, Carrie Fisher, you know, iconic Princess Leia for Star Wars. That's